I should say, just by way of introduction, I come at this in a kind of schizophrenic way. I do volunteer myself. I am on the board of a number of volunteer organisations, including my local TSI in North Lanarkshire, and I do spend much of my life in councils, public agencies, in less than entirely friendly terms sometimes, in terms of how I see them from that perspective, including about the resources. I am also, however, chief executive of a public agency that works with a whole range of public agencies across Scotland, so I kind of come from two sides of this. The issues here were all of me, and I was facilitating budget consultation between some people who attended London and Bute or elsewhere over the last week bit as the budget was set in the council, and I was doing this for a council in my own neck of the woods, 5 meetings, and at every single meeting the issue of the council's lack of investment and rationing of social care making older people more isolated was raised. And largely that got a polite sort of blathering response from the chief executive of the council, the leader of the council, and so on. At the 5th meeting, a guy raised the point again that he said he could look out his window and see his elderly neighbour across the way becoming lonely and isolated. And I heard this 5 6 so I just stopped speaking for a moment. Does anybody else think that is barkingly bad? Someone is sitting in their own house looking out their window at their neighbour becoming lonely. And I think, why not sit off your arse, go over and see them, and invite them over to your place, take them out for a coffee, or do something about it. And it is that almost them and us thing that characterised all of these budget discussions. That it is the council's job to ensure that older people are not lonely and isolated. No council in the UK or the planet could ever conceivably wholly do that. They can do a range of things, but that they're unlikely to do. So I come at this slightly differently. I'm working on a bit of a book just now, and I went back and reread the Beveridge report, which gets talked about endlessly in Britain, but I doubt he's actually read it all that closely because it's not surprised me when I read it. But if you look at the Beveridge report, a lot of it's about what are we as citizens agreeing on the shared things, the outcomes we want. And the whole of the Beveridge report assumes we are agreed on that fact. There is a consensus about how we want to live decently as communities and as society. Beveridge then asks, well, okay, if that's what we want, what role does government have within that? And Beveridge was quite ambitious at that at the time. We should have a national health service, we should have a national comprehensive education service, we should have a social security system. But much of the report was about saying, if we're going to develop government, we have to make sure it doesn't crush and crowd out the role of families, the role of communities, and the role of voluntary effort. Indeed, if you look at the report itself, the term voluntary is used massively more than the term state or government. There's obsessive interest in ensuring that what he saw to be a critical thing, that people in communities support each other, was there. And he often uses the term voluntary as absolutely synonymous with public. So the public and the voluntary are not seen as two separate things. The voluntary is part of the public realm, the civic realm. But his commitment to older people is an interesting case. Beveridge thought there'll always be a small number of older people who, because their families have died or moved on or whatever, become isolated and need support. But his assumption was that was under 1% of all older people. That became a throwaway clause, clause 80-something of the 1948 National Assistance Act, which was, should a council identify one of these belated people, they should definitely do something to give them some support. If you look at what's happened from 1948 through to now, it's almost as if we've transformed the Beveridge reputation rather than most older people will be supported for their families. We've invented an assumption that said the state through local government, local public services will do it, or they'll commission services from the first sector to do it, and so on. So it is worth thinking how we got here, and whether we have developed a set of of expectations and divided lines about the voluntary and the public that are really profoundly unhelpful if we want to take this forward. If I take today's discussions, for me, a number of things came through. One was a kind of agreement about challenges that as Scotland, we are getting older quite rapidly, and the very elderly amongst the old is the most rapidly growing group in our population. Our child population will be static across the next 20 years, our working age population will shrink and get older simultaneously, and it's the older population, as you can see from myself, that's growing. We are saying we're in some level of economic and fiscal difficulty, and again, I think if you look at all the 10-year projections for the Scottish economy, they're simply not pretty. We don't have a particularly strong economy internationally, our productivity levels are low, and our fiscal position, banging our ability to fund public services, ain't great and won't be great as far as one can accurately project. And I think this is important as well. We have quite a high level of entitlements as Scottish citizens. We're entitled to things that people in the other part of the UK are not entitled to, and there therefore will be an issue as to how we keep the show on the road when our economy is not doing well, our public finances are weak, and there's a lot of new demand coming from our ageing population. I'm entirely happy for people to argue we should pay more taxes in Scotland than they pay elsewhere in the UK, down south and so on. But only if we're willing to say we should have no higher entitlements than anybody else in the UK either. But the two things go together. If you want higher entitlements, we're frankly going to have to raise more money to fund the higher entitlements we've come to expect. I have an 18-year-old studying in one of the Scottish University, St Andrews, that absolutely no cost at all. Fees paid by the Scottish Government. If I was down south, she would expect that I would find 10 grand a year to fund her university education. So if we want those kind of things, and I think it's quite right to want those kind of things, they're good things to want, we will have to think about how we finance over time. My point is, whose problem is that? Whose challenges are these? I don't think they're just challenges for local government. I don't think they're just challenges for government or the public sector. They are our collective challenges as a society, because they pose questions about how we do live together just now and how we want to live together in the future. And we'll have to think together with them. Do we want to pay more? I think that's a perfectly credible option. I would happily do so to sustain the benefits I get. Do we want to pay the same but contribute in other ways? Give some of our time, our expertise, and our effort to sustaining the pattern of services we think that we want. Can we use our existing resources in new and massively more creative ways so we can get what we want, using a resource base that doesn't need to expand all the time to keep up? I suspect we're going to have to look at all three. We'll have to pay more, we'll have to contribute more, and we are going to have to get seriously smart about how we take this forward. And that would take me to a second set of messages, which I think came back through the feedback particularly strongly, which is about rethinking the public and the voluntary. I think our friend pouring water just now at the table there used the term paradigm shift this morning, an overused term, but in some ways I think those of us who are in the public sector do need to start to think, is it the public's budget, which we therefore need to use in conjunction with the public as well, or is it, in a narrow sense, the public budget for which we are publicly accountable? And rethinking who can access the resources in the public budget and how we access the resources in the public's budget. I think that's a really interesting proposition we'll need to explore. So if we're saying let's empower the managers who manage services in Argyll so they can engage with voluntary effort initiatives more fully, and we're going to let volunteers in, but are we letting them in to those resources and to using those resources in profoundly different ways,
or aren't we? And if that's what we want to do, how do we do that within a framework where very fixed lines of public accountability will still exist? That we will be reporting on performance indicators and so on, required by government, Audit Scotland, etc. And therefore, there will be some tensions around that, but it's certainly a proposition I think is well worth exploring. If people are being let in, they have to be let into the resource base and not just the working business. I also have the feeling across the day, and particularly strongly from the feedback from the groups, that what people are saying is, stop talking about volunteering in isolation. It is part of a much broader agenda about how we improve lives and opportunities by empowering people and communities. And therefore, volunteering is simply part of a spectrum here. There will be other things that will happen. Development Trust will ask the council to transfer assets to them. People will take on an entirely other services as communities. People paying no attention at all to the council will do interesting, fascinating and creative things that improve the lives of the people where we live. That whole spectrum needs to be considered, not just seeing volunteering as a completely separate thing that's nothing to do with community empowerment. I'm having a discussion with my own council just now. I'm 66 and about to retire. I've said, if you'll give me a training and let me in, I'd quite like to be a teaching assistant and support kids who've got learning difficulties and disabilities, and so on. And the initial reaction when I think of all this complete horror, what is this idiot talking about? We don't let people like him in. And so that's obviously accepting. You do checks on me and so on to make sure that I'm a person you can safely put any of your children and so on. But I just, is an area always been interested in how do we support those vulnerable kids? We're not supporting them as well as we should in the education system just now. We're very focused on getting more people high levels of qualification and not supporting people low levels of qualification. But they clearly didn't know how to respond to that. I think one of the questions raised across the board was, how do people get invited? Where does the invitation come from? And I have to say, sometimes I think as public services, we don't really seem that invited. It's as if we're slightly puzzled you want to, we've no idea what to do next. I think we're going to have to think that through at that time more carefully. Equally, it's important to me that even if we focus on volunteering, there's a massive spectrum of what that means as well. I thought a lot of films this morning were quite moving because people started their journey as a volunteer by helping out, and then over time got themselves into more extensive, sometimes more formalised positions around volunteering, but it was often you turned out, you were short of someone to help, so you pitch in, you help, and that's the way it works. And I think we should respect that. George and others have a kind of anxiety about we have a role when we come and do it. That's one part of the spectrum. I wouldn't be unduly confident. If there are things you think offer people the chance for creative, stimulating work that will give them good social contact, offer it to them. And it's down to them to say no. And the third sector no more controls volunteers than the public sector will ever control volunteers. That volunteers are self-motivating and so on. So if people want certain types of highly structured opportunity, they should be able to access that. Just as if people want something massively more flexible where they're creatively engaged in designing it, that should be open to them as well. But there's no one way of doing this and no one way to spectrum. But I think the critical thing is that most people, in my experience, struggle to know how to volunteer. Suppose you want to, what do you do next? Indeed, during the snow event recently, there are a lot of people went and helped out in the communities. There was some evidence from big housing estates in the central belt of Scotland that just have been places laid out. People are not facing their neighbours routinely and so on. So they feel embarrassed about going and asking them, do you actually need help? And they haven't done it, and so on. So creating invitation, making sure that people genuinely have choices, that means creating a range of choices that they can choose from. Allowing that some parts of developing volunteering are about negotiation and flexibility, and therefore people need to be fully empowered to do that. So if the council here or the council anywhere else wants to engage with volunteers, it shouldn't be there's only one thing to do. It should be about creating a much wider spectrum of opportunity for volunteering. The bit about coordination, the adequate rules of doing all of this. If there's one thing the public service is quite good at, it's being bureaucratic. Now, there's necessity to bureaucracy. Just organising a meeting takes a bit of bureaucracy. Getting a day like this together takes a bit of serious organisation. But I do wonder whether we should begin to regard councils and indeed the other public services in the area as they are partly to provide coordinative support, administrative support, research and analysis support to volunteers and voluntary organisations. Why do we need to duplicate administrative coordinates and research capacity? If I go to a meeting as Chief Executive of the Group Service, one of my colleagues will very kindly do me a brief so I actually understand why I'm doing the sort of things I'm supposed to do, and a bit of background and so on. If I go representing Voluntary Action North Lanarkshire to a meeting with the council, I know the Chief Executive of the council, I'm going to be sitting there with a brief. I haven't got one because we don't have enough people to do that kind of stuff for us. It means that meetings between public authorities and voluntary organisations are often pretty asymmetrical, frankly. One lot has a lot of backup and briefing and so on. The others arriving, having done as much as they can do, all days back the night before while Googling online. If we really need a partnership here, then we really have to share some of the core resources that make it easy for us all to partner with each other, get to a common language, have common understandings, etc. So I think there's a bit we want this, we need to open up as well. We need to think about principles. We're going to go ahead with this programme now. It should go ahead, it sounds really good. There ought to be some baseline principles in place that will guide us through that. I think we talked about possibly now trying to summarise the ones I have. One is simply parity of the scheme. That if this is going to happen at all, then the relationship between the public service workers and volunteers has to be around parity of the scheme. That we are of equal value and will therefore be treated and supported in ways that imply we are of equal value as we work together. So the kind of support that an employee would expect is exactly the kind of support. So if an employee went to a meeting that involved them running up expenses, they would expect to be reimbursed those expenses. In my view, that must then apply to the work we do with volunteers as well, exactly the same principle. We've said this is not just about recruiting people into predetermined roles that have been emptied by cuts, budget reductions and so on. Fine. What that means is we are committed in principle to open negotiation about the shape of roles and relationship people should have as part of how we take this process forward. So it's not about a position, it's not about filling a hole, it is about people negotiating something new together as partners with this. I think there should also be a principle of quid pro quo. If we are saying, I think we are saying to volunteers, please come and help us, we have to be saying that if you do so, you will have the right to change and transform the way we go about our business as well. And indeed, seeing volunteers as transformation agents, I think would be a really positive thing to do. If you look at the English Library Service, which I mentioned, the 37,000 volunteers weekly, what's interesting is they're not volunteering in the same service as they were 5 or 10 years ago. Because volunteers have taken more and more control of that service, they've completely changed what it does. They've improved it to make it fit their communities and their place better. They've recognised groups that were marginalised by the way the service was organised and worked out ways of including them. A real payoff, I think, of a new relationship with volunteers is if we actually allow them as truly close and then therefore allow them to help us change the way you go about designing and delivering services. And finally, I think that has to go on with an absolute commitment to fair access to resources and support. The only way this works is that that level of trust is existing between those volunteering and those who are working with them in a public service capacity. So going forward, my strong interest in this, personally, I would suggest we need to get joined up. The volunteering project is part of a much broader piece that Argyll and Bute is doing and other councils are doing around community empowerment and around the local governance review that's taking place. The local governance review is posing the question to views across Scotland. How would you like your public services to be controlled and governed around you? And is the way we have it just now working for you? And if not, what do we need to do to change that and improve that? And how would the communities want to get involved in the governance of their local public services? And we do need action, he said. We've been a bit exclusive up until now as a public sector in Scotland. But that takes courage. There's very little point in doing action research if you're not willing to try out things that might fail. And the trick is then to learn from things that don't work well. But I think it should encourage in exploring a whole range of new options with volunteers and with the third sector. Resource sharing, transfer of services, people having quite formal roles to a senior level in the running of service. Because if we mean it, it can't just be ground level. If we mean it, some people have to be in where key decisions have been made and so on. I think that will help us get to honesty about obstacles and barriers. We've talked quite a lot about getting glitches up just now. We need to get much more honest and open about that. One of the things I say is somebody came from the outside to work a lot as a volunteer in the public sector. The languages within the voluntary sector itself are nigh in contradiction to anybody who comes from outside. The way government's going about is so bewildering to me still after a decade that I'm constantly puzzled attending board meetings. So the public sector, of course, has its rituals, its languages, but by God, the third sector sure as hell does as well. So be more honest about the mutual need for change. Some of these barriers are about mutual perception, not just one side's perception of the other, and much more open to sharing that experience. The final thing, and this is just a plea, but also a pledge, it's important that if you're going to do experiments, you properly resource. They're not set up in a half-assed way that more or less guarantees they fail. And all of that coordination and so on, we talked about across the day, it doesn't need to be place. So pursuing this, I think, we need to support both the volunteers properly, but we need to support the service managers properly as well. So this is a commitment that the council will move in a new direction. We need to invest in that commitment and not just presume it can be done on a wing and a prayer, because the honest truth is that very rarely works out. If the IS can provide support to that, myself as the outgoing chief exec, I have to say I'm making this commitment and I'm going to the end of once, so there you go. That's what it's worth. But my colleague Sarah Gadsden, who's been here all day as well, who is the incoming chief executive of the service, we've talked about this and we would want to support the sixth development as it goes forward. We particularly like to say from the network of people across Scotland who are exploring the propositions we talked about today, so they can share in real time with each other what they're doing, how they're doing it, what's working, what ain't working, and so on. So I've really enjoyed it. It's been fascinating. I think For all of us concerns about culture, the frankness with which people are spoken to each other across the day is also happening. Nobody seems to be a shrinking violet in this room, and that's cool because shrinking violets will help us change paradigms. And I wish everybody involved in this process the very best. If by the time as a volunteer you'd like to have me back, it will keep me off the streets and give me something gainful to do. Thank you very much.